Hey, Kat. What you got there?
My favorite tool in all the toolbox. Come here, come look at this. It appears as though this was fiberglass taped on here. And then instead of using the pre-drilled holes, because, oh look, they just put more screws into here. But here's the catch. They're only attached to some fiberglass tape on the inside. So the only thing that's really been holding this on here is paint. Part of this project is going to be to replace all the port lights. We just got this one out. It's super gross. It's got some plywood. This was on the inside. I don't even know how it was affixed. Like, we didn't have to take any screws or anything out to get it. We just like beat it a few times with the hammer. It's awesome. And now what we're gonna do is come in, we're gonna grind around this opening, and we're gonna see how much good metal we have here. It looks like we have some pretty decent metal, so we should maybe be able to salvage this, not have to cut anything or put any new metal in. We're gonna find out. This one is in much worse condition. You can see it was pretty much just sealed shut, probably to prevent water from getting in from this place up here where the metal is just, I mean, that used to be metal. All of this. Yeah. Because this one is significantly more damaged than the other one, most likely what we're gonna end up doing is cutting this entire piece out and replacing it with all new sheet. Get us some nice fresh metal in there, get rid of the rust.
I don't think so, man. I think they're about to start cutting on my boat.
I think they're about to start cutting on your boat.
I'm glad Kia's not watching this. Yeah, she ain't paying no kind of attention.
She's like, I'm not paying attention to this.
No,
I'm not watching this.
no.
Just in her own little world up there.
She needs something to distract her, I promise.
Oh yeah, she doesn't want to watch this.
I don't really want to watch this.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you're lying. You want to see it all happen.
Yeah. So they're definitely about to start cutting out pieces on the boat.
Hey, you got a dark glass?
The first part in fixing the holes has to be to cut out the bad metal. Skinning these holes isn't an option. There's too much bad metal in such an important place on the bow. There are specific tools needed to bend metal, tools that we don't have. Part of being in the DIY yard was having access to professionals with such tools and know-how. So we brought in Austin, a professional welder with naval shipwright experience. He was also able to give us advice on a few other issues. We decided on a steel vessel largely in part because I've had previous experience as a welder. I am by no means a professional welder, but I can lay a bead. The location where we found the holes in the anchor locker presented a different challenge. We were not set up nor equipped to handle a task like this. See, we have a curved chine, meaning the metal is bent and shaped to make the curve of the hull. Hard chines create a crease in the body. While the hard chine is easier to build, the curved chine allows for improved hydrodynamic performance. We could only stand there and watch as the plasma torch cut piece by piece bad metal away from the hull. As we were cutting out the corrosion, it was discovered that there was concrete filling the bottom of the bilge. This presented a problem. The concrete would need to be cut out in order to finish cutting out the starboard side metal. As we stood around that day, it was said that only 10% of project boats make it back into the water.
Sunday, I don't know what day it is, doesn't matter. Managed to get a good portion of sanding done, getting some grinding done, a little bit of cutting. Coming along. Long project. Didn't intend to be a project.
We knew that when we purchased the boat, we would need a haul out and a paint job. When she came out of the water and was being power washed, chunks of ablative flew off of the marine life. After drying out in the sun for a bit, we pulled out the grinders with 36 grit flat discs and started grinding. And grinding. And grinding. And more grinding.
Halfway finished sanding the boat. Woo! Still need to get this side. Got to do some of the underside. To do that, we want to take off all of the things that are on the bottom that might be in the way, like the zinc anodes and the strainers. So hopefully this is the only tool I need to take off the strainers. We're about to find out. Oh, it's disgusting. It's all oozy. What is that? That's important. Oh shit, I can't see that one. There's so much growth on these. Okay. I might have to get something different. Just a second.
Did I mention we did some grinding?
Alright, so it turns out that's not the only tool I need. We're gonna try this one too. Now I need something to pry it off. Apparently I need 3 tools. Hey Turtle, did you tell him about the grinding? oyster growth. Yeah, these were intended to be on here permanently. All right. Oh, see, we have a whole oyster growing in there. See? Oh, yeah, we needed to get that off.
I forgot to mention we did some grinding.
Purpose of this raw water strainer is to keep sea life out of the boat, right? But sometimes it works its way in, and that's why it's very important to be able to access these and to be able to clean them. We've got like urchins. Hey.
We considered sandblasting, but it was cost prohibitive. All told, with Kia's work and my gimp wrist, it took about 3 weeks just to grind off that layer of paint so we could inspect the metal better.
Because you were just going along, minding your own business, grinding the paint off the bottom,
Like I've been doing.
and now there's a hole.
It's like magic! And there it is.
So if I remember correctly, there was a point in time that Lee said something about having to reroute a water line that was in this area because it wasn't draining properly into the bilge. So what I'm guessing has happened, and I'm gonna have to get inside here, there's a bulkhead right around in here that separates the galley to the pilot house. And somewhere up in this area, water probably sat. And what we're gonna find when we get in here is there's gonna be a little bit more damage to the inside. So now what we're looking at is that. Taking that much out. Which isn't a problem. There's a stringer right here. As far as ribs here, somewhere up in here. So this should be able to be just a nice clean cut. Cut it out, put in a new piece. That's how big it is.
Word.